Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here. Today we're going back in the time machine again. I've been asked a lot about my high school career and what type of player I was. I've done a video on that before, but I just stumbled upon this. I was kind of going back and trying to do some research, and it's a Perfect Game website. If you don't know what Perfect Game is, they do a bunch of showcases and really big tournaments for high school players. They're all kind of about recruiting and helping players get recruited. And so I did two events when I was younger. This is me obviously over here with a fresh buzz cut here. I did not like hair. I wish I did grow it out because now I'm losing my hair. But so this is me, my junior year of high school right here. This is some of my information. So actually this is keeping it up to date. So I'm 33 now and 1 month old. Thank you for reminding me. I was 18 at draft in 2003, shortstop, 6 foot 185. So that's my junior year. That's what I was. I was really that my senior year. So I don't know how they have that down here as my junior year, although this is my junior year. I was a little bit lighter. Maybe I was trying to make myself seem bigger. St. John's Prep. I was from Peabody, Mass. At that time. Played for the Ohio Warhawks. And then I had some updated information. Made my debut with the Padres, and I was drafted out of high school in the 19th round and college in the first. Okay, and then here's my 4-year commitment. Commit to Wake Forest. This is what I had to put in when at the time of the workouts. College I was interested in, Georgia Tech and Virginia. Those were the first two schools I visited. So I filled this out before I ended up going on my visits to Wake Forest and UNC. So that's why that is there. Okay. It's funny, the schools I was interested in were the two schools that reached out to me basically first. So I guess whoever reached out to you, that's who you're going to have interest in. Okay, so now let's go to the event. So actually, let's go to the first event. So this event right here was my first ever Perfect Game event. And this was my sophomore year. So the sophomore summer. Okay. So let's see. Before I get into this, so it was the Northeast Top Prospect Showcase. So basically, it was a bunch of kids, mostly kids from, the Northeast. I'm not sure if you had to be from the Northeast or if the event was just in the Northeast, but it was mostly Northeast kids, and it was kind of like pretty much like an invite only, although invite only today doesn't really mean anything because invite only today is like you have to be invited and then they'll send 5,000 emails out and to everybody and invite them. Back then it was a little bit different, and so I went to a list of the players that were there, and it's a really, really good list, so just keep that in mind also. Okay, so here we go. I got my name. Again, they got me at 6 foot 185, so I know they're not updating that. So I was not that big as a sophomore. Here's a little write-up. Antonelli, remember his name. There's not much you cannot do. Not much you can do. That'd be funny. On the baseball field, you're in a 6.79, so you can see here, my speed improved a lot from sophomore to junior year. I ended up getting into the 6.6 range, and then mostly ran 6.6s the rest of my life. Fastest was 6.58 at the Rays workout when I was in high school. 4.19 home the first. He has an MLB average arm, good actions in the infield. That's debatable. I've seen some of my video and when I was back in high school and thought that I didn't have the greatest actions, but maybe for a high school kid I did. I actually have to find some of that video. I think it's at my dad's house or something of me. I can't find it. I looked for it, so it must be my parents' house. He's a good hitter with power potential. He threw 87 off the mound with a good curveball, top 2003 prospect. So here again are the measurables and metrics. 6.79 was 90th percentile. The best was 6.55. 82 across the infield, almost 88th percentile. And then my fastball was 87 off the mound, almost 83rd percentile. The best was 94. So again, that's my sophomore year right there. Now I go back to the same event my junior year. So here's my junior year stuff. Again, they got me listed the same exact size. So plus tools, run, hit, and throw. Plays the game very well. One of the top players in the East. And now you can see that my 60 time has improved to a 6.66, so getting faster. Again, my fast was 6.58 the following year, my senior year. So now I'm on 97th percentile, so one of the fastest guys in the event. 6.44 was the best. Kid Eric Grabowski, I think, ran that. I remember being like, geez, that's, I mean, that was probably at the time the fastest kid I'd ever seen. And then my freshman year in college, I had a race, actually on the same field, I had a race Jacoby Ellsbury in a 60-yard dash, and he crushed me, ran a 6.19, I think it was. He was fast, that's still this day, fastest player I've ever seen. And then infield I'm at 84 miles an hour, so I was almost 87th percentile. And then I didn't pitch this year. I remember pitching, I thought it was this year, but it obviously was my sophomore year. Didn't pitch a ton as a young player. I was a closer in high school, especially my senior year, but, you know, didn't pitch a ton. So that is the 2 years right there. The other thing is this perfect game grade. So they would grade you out. So here I got a 9 this first year, and then I got a 9.5 my second year, my junior year in high school. When I click on this, for some reason it doesn't let me drag it down, so you guys can't see it. But I'll just read it real quick. So a 10 would be a potential very high draft pick or elite level college prospect. And then a 9 is a potential top 10 round pick or highest level college prospect. So that had me rated somewhere in between. Ended up going in the, I was supposed to go around the 5th round out of high school. So that's kind of where they had me. Then obviously I continued to get better and went in the 1st round out of college. And then the only other thing I've got here, just look at the list of other players that were in it. See if you guys know any of these guys, or let me see if I know any of these guys. So Jeff Allison, he's from Peabody. He's from my hometown, and we're the same grade. So he was one of the top prospects in the country. Got drafted in the 1st round out of high school. So low to mid-90s fastball, standing sharp breaking ball, good changeup. So he never played in the big leagues. He had some off-the-field issues, but probably one of the most talented players I've ever seen in my life. Chris Lubanski could absolutely fly, so I remember playing against him. He actually hit me a ground ball at second base. I laid out for it, going towards first. It was a hard ball. I got up, and he was already like almost at the bag. I've never seen somebody do that. He could fly. He went in the 1st round to the Royals, I think, really high pick. Lance Watsky kind of went to one of our rival schools that we'd play every year in high school. He ended up playing the big leagues with the Padres with me. Well, not up with me, but we played in the minors a little bit, and then he got called up a few years after I did. Pat Bresnahan, played him in summer ball all the time, so he threw really hard, 90-plus miles an hour. He's good. Michael Wagner was my Cape Cod team. I don't know why he was there. It's Woodinville, Washington, but he was there. Billy Moldani, I remember his name, don't really remember him that much. And then me, Michael Cart, Stephen Perry. Grabowski could fly, I remember him. And then a lot of these other kids I don't really remember. Pat McGuire, I do remember him, big kid. And then, I don't know many of these guys. Larry Day was my high school catcher, tough catcher who can hit with the best. He was definitely tough and could hit. So he played high school with me, same grade at St. John's Prep. So I wonder if any of these guys made it to the major leagues. I'm not really sure. Let me know if you guys notice any of these names. So anyways, that's the list. And that's all I got. So hopefully this helps you guys out. It gives you a little bit of idea. Put some numbers. I wanted to do this because it has like the numbers and stuff. Got asked all the time, you know, how hard you throw as a sophomore, junior, whatever. I don't have obviously my senior stuff here. So all these numbers kind of improved a little bit more my senior year. But didn't do any showcases obviously because I was already committed to Wake Forest. So anyways, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video with all your friends. Check out the description box below. We have a deal going on with Plate Crate. We also have a link to our Patreon page where you can support the channel and a bunch of other stuff. And that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later.